2016, you could hit that go live button and all of a sudden, all of your friends would be there. All of a sudden, all of your potential clients would be there waiting to hear what you had to say. Well, that is not the case anymore. And it's time to call out the elephant in the room. So today we are going to dive into the question, is live video dead? As we jump into this, I'm going to share some of the main strategies that are no longer working. Sorry to tell you, the things that most people are afraid to tell you, I'm going to tell you today. And I'm also going to share things that you can do in order to get this to work. So I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you're here. Hey, Lindy. Hey. Oh my gosh, we're going to get this started. Actually, let's reset this countdown. I'm going to set it for 1 minute and we are going to do what I call a gratitude race. So I'm going to go and I'm going to update the little link to make sure that everybody can get where they need to be when it comes to watching this video. I'm going to share the little link, put it up there. And I want you in the chat below to share things that you're grateful for. I know when it comes to all these changes, sometimes it's like, are you actually kidding me? Is this really happening? It really is. These changes are really happening and you're not alone. And we can actually find possibility in these problems. So below this video in the chat, let me know what it is that you're grateful for. And that can be something that you're grateful for right now, or it could actually be what I love to talk about. It could be future gratitude. So things that you are grateful for in the future that have yet to happen. You only have a few seconds left. The link has been updated. I'm going to make sure that everybody knows this is happening. Yes. Okay. We can give you 30 more seconds on the countdown. I'm so grateful for all of you also. And I'm grateful for the fact that Be Live allows these comments to just pop on the screen on their own. It's so cool. I love it. Love it. Love it. Oh my gosh. I'm so grateful for you. And I'm actually really grateful for these changes, even though they've made me like, oh my gosh, what is happening? What's our new plan? I'm so stoked to be able to share this with you because all of this really does allow us to tap into the thing that I love most of all, which is to be more human, to be more of our unique sense of awesome. It's so good. So I've got 8 tips that we're going to cover today, 8 different things, 8 points that we'll be diving into. And I also want to let you know that we have an upcoming video kickstart. So if as we're starting this video, or if after watching this video, you are like, oh my gosh, I need more help. I got you. We are going to be doing a full video kickstart. It's 5 days, you and me. I'm going to be showing you how to show up and get clients using video. So this isn't just about your vanity metrics. This isn't just about more views. It's not about building subscribers or an audience. This is about actual people purchasing your products and services. So I love all of your magic. Oh my gosh, Ashley, you're going to Disneyland. Are you going to Disneyland or Disney World? Let me know. Oh, Michelle, I'm grateful for you too. I also have a really, really quick question. Warren, 8 is a magic number. And I don't know if you've ever seen this, but when I got married, my dear friend, Tim Roller, it's actually his anniversary today. He crocheted me an octopus bride. And then he also made me, a squirrel for my husband. So the octopus and the squirrel got married. And because you're here, I thought I'd show you that these are here. Okay, here's my question before we jump into like the real serious stuff. Are these earrings too loud? I don't think I've ever worn these earrings on camera before and they're feeling kind of loud. So if they're too loud, if the sound is funky, let me know and I'll fix it. I'll take them off. Okay. Oh my gosh, Jane, so good to see you. And yeah, see, Warren, what happens when you show up? The 8-legged friends come out. Okay, that's actually going to be one of our tips today also. Okay, I'm pulling up my notes. I have a lot of notes to cover. This is a video that I've been planning for quite some time because I've seen the writing on the wall. I've seen that these changes are coming. I've seen other people who are quote unquote influencers in the space who used to have hundreds of people on their videos. And now when they go live, they have like 20 to 30, which I still believe is awesome because it's 20 to 30 people. And imagine how you would get 20 to 30 people together in a room. especially now, right? But they're not seeing the same numbers in terms of live viewership that they used to see. Now, keep in mind, we don't know what their sales are like on the back end. We don't know what they're doing strategically, like from those people that we're just viewing from afar. But I do have to tell you that I've spoken to several people who have great numbers on the outside. They look like they're getting great results, but on the back end, they're not actually bringing in the sales or the impact that they want to be making. So, we're going to talk about how to actually see real results with this stuff and how to let some of it's actually honestly ego go, because it's not always about the numbers that you're getting in the terms of views, all of that. That does oftentimes lead to more of an opportunity to make more sales, right? But it's not the only thing. And we've seen sometimes that if you have smaller, more specific viewers, people who really want what you have to offer, that can lead to better results as long as you're strategic and you do the things that I tell you today. So, okay, and I'm glad you can't hear this. Oh my gosh, Bev, do you know we actually have a squirrel cam? Are you aware of this? Bev Saunders said squirrel cam, but I don't know. Bev, we really have a squirrel cam. Are you ready for it? Watch. Oh, it moved. It fell. I forgot it fell. So, shoot, it's all the way down. It fell like off the thing. Right before I right before I went live today, I knocked it over and so it's like fallen, but we sometimes have squirrels out the window, so we do have a squirrel cam too. Okay, let's do this. So this is going to be about the platforms. We're going to be talking about this. Angus, so good to see you. Were you at Traffic and Conversion? Because I kept thinking that I was seeing you, but then when I'd actually like see the person that I thought was you, it wasn't you. But were you there? And I just didn't see you. I didn't make the connection. Okay, we're going to be talking about the platforms. We're also going to be talking about video specifically and whether or not live video is quote unquote dead. And I was actually talking to Michael Stelzner about this at dinner at Traffic and Conversion. And I told him that we were getting ready to make this big announcement that we're shifting away from our main focus being live video. Up until now, those of you who don't know me, starting in 2016, I went all in on live video as our main driving force in our business, the main way that we support our clients. And if you're in our Camera Confidence program, you know that we are actually going to be shutting down that system and releasing a brand new system. And so today I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, and I'm going to give you some strategies that you can use in order to really supercharge what you're doing with video and what you're doing with social in general. We still believe that video is the best way to be able to build those one-on-one relationships that scale. And the method that you use your videos, the strategy behind your videos has changed drastically. So I'm going to share part of that today. And like I said, this is from our testing this behind the scenes and also from what we've seen and the conversations I've had with other people who are really big players in the space, in the video space, in the social space. And just having come from Traffic and Conversion, I was able to attend so many sessions because not only did I speak about how to humanize your content, I also was the MC for what they called the remote stage. And that was the stage that bridged the gap between those who were attending in person and those who were attending online. So I got to talk to so many of the speakers, really experts in the space. And I am so looking forward to diving into all of this with you. And if you want, you go. Drew, I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you're here. And I'm going to answer that question. Before we dive into the very first strategy, I know I'm dropping all kinds of nuggets. We're going to do a nugget giveaway. So as a part of our nugget giveaway, we're going to do a selfie light. We'll give away a selfie light. And we're also going to give away, are you ready for it? We're going to give away this. Our new book, which is called Finding My Awesome. And it is a book for kiddos of all ages. And it really takes our strategies on how to be more confident and makes it easy and actionable so that you can be more confident in everything that you do in your life. So today I'm going to give away a copy of this book. I'm going to give away a selfie light. And all you have to do is drop the nuggets below this video as they start coming into your brain. So the things that are helpful, useful, that you'll be putting into action, just give us the hashtag nugget below and then share what the tip was that you took away from today. So it's so good. And she's so awesome. Hooray. Okay. Drew, I'm going to address your video or your question first, actually, which is, wait a minute. Wait, why? I built my biz around live video. So first of all, I'm not saying that live video is going away. I'm saying that we can't rely on live video to give us the reach that it's always that it has in the past given us, to give us the historic magic that used to be where you could just do a live video and people will show up. And you know this, Drew, that this has been a slow decline over time, where it used to be that we could just turn that live video on and we'd be guaranteed to have at least a few viewers. At this point, and I am going to be very transparent and honest with you here. At this point, even on my personal profile, there's times where I will do a live video and sometimes in the back of my mind, I'm like, is this not working? Because no one's here. Right? Where when it came to my personal profile, it used to be that I would be able to get a good chunk of people on there live. Now, when I go live on my personal profile, I'll usually have at least like 5 people come through. But while I'm live, it's not guaranteed that people are going to show up. And so we need to be using live video more strategically in order to make sure that it gets in front of the right people. And that's what we're going to be talking about. Okay, yeah, no need to panic. Live video is still an important part of the piece. And for us, it's going to still be a driving important piece of the puzzle. We're just going to be structuring the whole system around that live video a little differently. And it's similar to what some of you have been experiencing from us. And really, the strategy that we teach has just become more and more and more important. So, yeah, we're not getting live notifications. I mean, that's a great place to start, right? The notifications themselves have changed. They're all out of order. I mean, that's been at least a year, maybe even longer, that the notifications aren't in chronological order. It is so annoying. And it's a great opportunity for us to be able to recognize, wait a minute, what is actually working here? What can we do in order to see these changes as an opportunity so that we can stand out in the newsfeed and be found by the people who really do need our services and our products. And so again, if you are just joining us, we are going to be doing a full 5-day kickstart. It starts October 4th. We're going to be walking through a full system so that you can create your own unique video plan. And that's really the biggest difference from what we were doing in the past to what we're doing now. We have this map to millions, which some of you know. It's a great strategy that allows you to drive more traffic to your live videos and then repurpose those videos after the fact. What we've recognized, oh my gosh, that looks so crazy. I'm going to put this in the crawler. What we've recognized is while that system, it's still working pretty well for me. When we actually implement all the steps of that, I know that that full system is not necessarily something that everyone has the bandwidth to do anymore. Because in addition to the fact that the platforms themselves have changed, we as humans have changed. We're more burnt out than we have been in the past, right? There's so many people online. There's so many opportunities for how we can get online and the different platforms that we can use. And we as humans are feeling like, you know what? I need to take a break sometimes. I don't know if you know this, but I took a break from our full weekly show that we do every single week. And we've done every single week for about 5 years now. I took the whole month of September off. And guess what? Because of the systems that we're going to talk about today and the systems we're going to help you to develop in this 5-day kickstart, because of that, we still had awesome sales come in while I took that time off and was not doing my show. So a big part of this is going to be that you will be developing your own unique video plan with the foundations that I'm going to walk you through. And then I'm going to give you options for where you can actually choose and plug your own plan into place. So live video is still a piece of it. It's just that we have to be strategic and we have to create our plan in a way that it fits really well for us, for our lives, right? For the type of offer that we're making and for the human on the other side. So really to be clear about where that ideal client is. So Drew, for example, Drew was a college audition coach. Drew, this is one of the reasons that I was saying, this was like a month ago or something, your TikTok videos are so awesome. And by putting those TikTok videos on Instagram, you're going to have a chance to meet more moms probably, right? TikTok is amazing and you've done really well there. And by repurposing that stuff onto Instagram, there's a whole pool of people who maybe have not seen your stuff because they're not spending as much time on TikTok. So that's just one little example. Oh my gosh. Okay. I love it, love it, love it. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, totally. We'll be talking about the automation piece as well, Agnes, because this is actually a big part of it in two ways. One is how we automate it ahead of time. Well, actually, it's three ways. One, how we automate it ahead of time. Two is how we automate it during the actual video. And then three is how we automate it after the fact to drive more traffic back to those videos. So one really key strategy that I'll give you a little sneak peek on. We're going to go really in order in this Kickstart that we're doing. So make sure you sign up for the Kickstart. Today, I'm a little more loosey-goosey conversational answering your questions, to be totally frank. One way that we use automation is this. If you drop the word remind me, all one word. So drop the word remind me. I'm going to show this. Oh, whoops. Okay. Drop the word remind me down below. And what'll happen is you'll actually be sent, if you're watching this on our business page, I'm broadcasting in a few different places right now, which is another strategy that we'll talk about. On the business page, if you're watching this on our Book of Faces business page, The Prepared Performer, and you drop the word remind me, all one word, you'll be sent a reply in the comments right away. Mollybot will say, hey, thanks so much. We're going to send you a message. We're also going to send you a message, and that message contains two things. One is it lets you register for an upcoming masterclass, which is kind of cool. The other is it allows you to get a reminder and the show notes. So when you go through that little flow in there, you click the buttons in there, a few things will happen. And I'm actually going to totally jump way ahead of my notes, Agnes, to answer to Agnes? Angus. Did I just call you Agnes? Oh my gosh, my dyslexia is showing. I'm actually going to show you this infographic that will help to kind of explain the way that all of this goes. This is jumping way, way, way ahead. Let me grab it. I've got it in my Dropbox. It's not on this computer, but it's in my Google Drive, actually. Okay. The way that this strategy works, when you drop the word remind me below, what happens is you are actually given the chance to give us your email address in order to be notified about certain things in the future. You're also given the chance to get the show notes, and the show notes are hosted inside our Facebook group. So that one little word, when you drop that word below, we're filling our Facebook group. We're getting an email address for those who want to join our email community. And you'll also notice there's a little follow-up message. If we don't have your phone number on our text message list, we'll also get your phone number, and that allows us to be able to send you text messages when we're live. All of these things are insanely important because we can't rely on the platform to be able to give us that extra organic reach. We need to take that organic reach back into our own control. And this was a huge thing that Ryan Deiss was talking about at Traffic and Conversion, where he said we want to be owning the data and we want to be owning the media. We love these platforms and we love the ability to be able to share this stuff freely and to be able to do this without ads or anything, right? We can put this information out there. We have to make sure, though, that we actually own the media and we download these videos and use them other places. Also, like he said, we want to make sure that we own the data, meaning we're taking our community off of these social platforms. We're using these social platforms to be able to build community, to be able to reach people where they're at. So right now we're actually live on my personal Facebook profile. We're live on my business page. We're live on YouTube, and we're also live on LinkedIn. So being live in those 4 places, it allows me to meet you where you're at, right? So just there's a better chance of you being able to see that we're actually here delivering this content. I used to suggest that you should only go live in one place and drive all the traffic to that one place. But we've recognized if you aren't everywhere, you're nowhere. And it's really easy with a tool like Be Live to be able to be everywhere like that. I just connected it right before. And then when I went live, it put me in all those places. There's lots of tools that do this. You don't have to put any extra effort in by in order to be on these other platforms. You're just automatically there, which is pretty dang awesome. So, and so Lindy, it looks like maybe you are watching on the personal profile, not on the business page. Maybe that's why. Okay. I think a lot of you are getting these messages, right? Oh my gosh. I love you. Thank you for joining us. You're the best. Okay. So that's just one little example. And yeah, so I'm selecting all of these platforms in here. Now, the ability to go live on multiple platforms, it may be dependent on whether or not which access you have on Be Live. There's a couple of platforms that let you do this. But it's pretty awesome. And if you're not everywhere, you are nowhere, literally. And then I'm going to show you. So I'm actually going to show you our little map here. Like I said, I'm totally jumping ahead of what I had planned. I had these 8 bullet points planned. So know that the 8 bullet points are coming, but I like your questions. And that's one of the benefits of live video is that we can answer your questions. It creates more of a community feel. It also can create some chaos. So we want to make sure that we have really specific pre-recorded videos or, bullet pointed videos that aren't quite as loosey-goosey as the live videos. There's a place for those as well. And we'll talk about that in a second. Okay. So here, this is our map to millions. And I am going to show it to you like this. So I know I'm kind of covering part of it up. So this is the real plan that we teach in our programs. And this is not changing. What we're doing here is not changing. We're just becoming more hardcore about the fact that you can't expect to just go live and have people show up. You have to have these pieces in place in order to get people there. And what we've chosen is to do a live video as our main action post. So the live video is the thing that we drive all the traffic to once a week. And from there, we end up chopping that up into other videos that go on other platforms. One thing that I want to be clear about is this is what works best for me, the type of video that I like creating. If you are someone who doesn't like doing live videos, if you prefer to do pre-recorded videos, guess what? This whole system can actually be used with this middle bubble being a YouTube video that's pre-recorded. It doesn't have to be a live video in this little bubble. You can use the same method to drive traffic to that one place. It works the same way. Now, on these different platforms, there's going to be little tricks that you want to put into place on these different platforms. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this kickstart that we're doing, which is happening October 4th. So you do want to make sure that you come and join us because there's lots of nuance to this. And one of the things that we're going to be working on now, it's already in the process, is we're putting together different playbooks for the different platforms. Because if you treat the different platforms, if you treat them all the same, you're not going to get the results. Plain and simple. Facebook does not work the same way that TikTok does. TikTok does not work the same way that YouTube does. So you have to make sure that you have the specific nuances when you're using the content and creating the content for each of those platforms. Yes. And Jane, I know you love this. The map to million center bubble can be pre-recorded. It's so good. Okay. And we had a really great question come in from, where did it go? Amanda. Amanda asked about the masterclass and the 5-day kickstart. So we have 2 things happening in October. October 4th, we are doing our 5-day kickstart. It's going to be bullet pointed every day. You're going to get an assignment so that you can put your own map to millions in place, your own strategic plan. On the 21st, we're also doing a separate masterclass that will just be a 2-hour deep dive training. So you can register for both of those if you want to. I would say make sure that you get registered for the kickstart, which is by going to molly.live/show up so that you can show up and get clients. Okay, I'm going to show you one other little thing before we fully dive into all these 8 tips, which is once you have, we call it your APR, which is announce, pretend, repurpose. So you saw on that map to millions how we announce the fact that these are happening, right? All of these things on the left, that's the announcement to get traffic to this video. While you're live, you pretend that people are there, and then we move them through automation into our email list, our text message list, and our Facebook group. We're also building retargeting audiences in these live videos. So these live videos are a great way to initially bring in conversations to build community. And then we can send short form content to those viewers in a retargeting ad. Really, really cool. So that's what this main video allows us to do. What we do after that, I'm going to hide this guy and I'm going to show you the next step, which we do after that, which gets a little cray cray, but I'm showing you, I'm pulling back the magic here. This is what we do after that. So I'm going to go um, like this. We take this main action value video, this main post that we're doing every week, and we chop it up into all these other options. So by chopping it up into other options here, where we can put it on YouTube, LinkedIn, all these different places, Instagram stories, IGTV, Reels, GIFs, all these things, a blog post, all of that, there's a system for it. And it really does allow you to be everywhere. The only thing you have to focus on is doing that one main video a week. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a live video. It can be a pre-recorded video. I like to do it as a live video because there's ways that we can structure our live video so that it's almost like you're pre-recording a video while you're live. If you notice, I do my best. I'm not always perfect at it, but I do my best to stay super focused while I'm delivering a specific tip. And then I take moments where I turn and I go to the comments, right? So I'll be like, what? Yes, good nugget. I keep pulling up all of Jeff's nuggets out in Palm Springs, Palm Desert area, right? So as I come into the comments here, I'm doing that strategically so that I don't water down the whole video in the repurposing. You'll notice at the very end of this video, I'm going to do a little speedy recap, and that becomes something that is a short, specific video that is good for all platforms. So live video isn't dead. It's just that we need to be using it as the main driving force for creating our content machine. It's not necessarily true that you're going to get the most viewers who stay on the longest during your live videos. You may have a great community that comes in, right? Watches your stuff, thrives off of the conversation and the community aspect. But when it comes to that conversion piece, sometimes that'll happen from a shorter pre-recorded video where they're just going to get a quick nugget, right? All of these pieces in the puzzle really help to drive your ideal client further through the client journey. So, yes, awesome. Yes, exactly, Jenny. She said, I've been using a weekly show now since being inspired by you since January. I love making live videos as my preference. It just gets done. That's exactly how I feel about it. And what we're talking about today is how you can actually take that live video and recognize that you're building a library of content. It's not just about what happens when you're live. It's about the way that you can powerfully use this video after you're live as well. Oh my gosh, it's so, so good. Ooh. Yeah, totally. So I love all the ideas in the comments here. So, okay, this is great. So Lindy says, is there a way to respond to comments in a replay to make it as good as live or nearly for those who view later? So two things that we do about this. One is to have the messenger bot set up that can reply for you because then it feels like it's there. The other is, even if you don't have anyone who joins you while you're live, ask questions. Ask for people to drop things in the chat below and let them know that you'll be back in the replay. I think for a lot of people, and this is actually a great transition into the list that I'm going to go over, these eight insights that we're going to cover. A lot of people, when they don't have viewers or when they only have one or two viewers while they're live, they start to feel insecure and they feel like it looks silly that they're asking for conversations and nobody's commenting. If you are honest about the fact that you're having this conversation with the replay viewers, you say, drop the word replay if you're watching this later. And if you have questions that come up, please put a Q in the front of your question because I'm going to come back and I'll respond to your questions in the future. So by outing that, it allows you to kind of let go of that extra bit of self-conscious cuckoo bird stuff that comes up. Rather than saying, oh, okay, I'm going to sit here and I don't know if we have anyone live. Can you hear me? Are you there? You're not going to have anyone live at the beginning. Full stop, right? It's just not going to happen. And so we have to recognize that that's the case and be okay with it and create your content for the replay viewers. So, okay, let's dive into these 8 things. I'm going to go pretty quick through this. So, the first one we've been covering this whole time. The first thing is that it's not enough to just go live. You have to have a strategy behind it. The Map to Millions still works brilliantly. If you want to know more about it, make sure that you join us on October 4th. Go to molly.live/show-up to register there. I'm going to be walking through powerful ways for you to use that strategy and sharing a bunch of other nuggets around that. Also, in your live videos, keep in mind it's not only about the content value. It's about like when I say that, I mean it's not only about the educational value. Sometimes it's about the entertainment value. Sometimes it's about the relationship value. And the fact that there's people here in the chat that I can talk to that I've actually loved, that I've actually hugged in real life, right? That I actually am like, oh my gosh, like Jared is here, which is awesome because he was a guest on our show and we haven't talked in a while, right? Jane is here. She's an amazing member of our Glam fam and she's been on vacation, so I haven't seen her as much either. Amanda's here. She's, an awesome member of the Cam fam. Danielle is a member of the Cam fam. And by having this opportunity to build these relationships, 2 things happen. One, I get to see you and say, oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. I can say to Alina, dude, if you have a medical practice, if you are a physical therapist, a chiropractor, if you have a wellness practice, she is the person who should be running your marketing. She should be the consultant that you hire for your marketing because her stuff is so specific for that niche. It is awesome. Now, what just happened here? I'm building community and I'm rewarding you for showing up and being a part of the conversation. By showing up and being a part of the conversation, I can take you and I can celebrate you with our community, right? And I love this. Marjorie says, I'm craving structure like this. I think all of us are craving structure like this, right? And that's one of the problems that happens with live video is that we get so loosey-goosey because when we have comments coming in, we're having this conversation. It's really important to have a structure, a plan, a blueprint like we have in our programs for our clients. Sandra is here and she says, I can totally do that. Now, what does this give me? This gives me the chance to celebrate Sandra and the fact that she used our GIF strategy. Sandra, you have to tell us in the chat, how many views do you have on your Giphy account now? Have you hit 1 million? Because you were really close to 1 million the last time I saw. It was so good. So this live video, the fact that live video allows us to do that is amazing. And you cannot do that in a pre-recorded video. So no way am I saying that live video should be a thing of the past. What I'm saying is live video needs to be one piece of your overall marketing structure. Video needs to be one piece of your overall marketing plan. It's not the main only thing that you're doing. You have to have written content that helps to drive the reach of your live videos also. You have to have photos that drive people to your videos. You've got to have all these different pieces in place. And we have a whole system for it. I'm going to keep going because it's so good. Okay. It's good to see you too, Richard. So awesome. I love it. Okay. So we're going to keep going on my little note. So the first thing is it's not enough to just go live. You have to recognize the intention and the objective. What is happening with that live video? Why are you doing it? And what is the strategy behind it? The second thing is the vanity metrics do not matter. One of our Glam members, oh man, and I'm sure I have this, excuse me, I'm sure I have this screenshot somewhere. I can find it, but let me see. I think I have it in a keynote presentation, which I'm going to show you in a second. He did a live video following this system. This was really recently. And honestly, this is a big part of why I am so impassioned about this and loud about this. He did a live video that it had no live viewers, like actually none. And the whole time that he was doing this live video, all of these insecurities were coming up for him. He was like, this is horrible. No one's watching my live video. And he wanted to stop doing the video. He almost stopped it because no one was there. But he had this little voice of Molly Mahoney in his ear saying, hey, keep going. People will watch this in the replay. You're creating a library of content. And I'm going to screen share this with you now, because after his video, look at what he shared. This is huge for every single one of you. I'm going to screen share this window. Watch this. The vanity metrics do not matter. I have to be able to find this screen on my thing. I can't find it. Hold on. There it is. Okay. Watch this. Are you ready? I love it. Thank you. He said, okay, I had no one show up in my weekly live stream today. I felt super bummed and ugh, but someone recently watched the replay an hour ago and reached out to a mutual friend who happened to be a client. And that client praised our program. That client said I should hop on a call with this person. So we did. They ended up paying $10K in full for our mastermind just now, out of nowhere. The point is, do the thing even when no one shows up. It is not always easy to do that. And do it. Do it even when no one shows up. And then he said, thank you, Molly Mahoney, for making it so easy. Because if you just follow the system, it can be so easy. Okay, vanity metrics do not matter. As my friend Shamika says, we want commas over comments. So I do love when you drop a nugget below. I do love that we have this conversation, and I recognize I can't really make an impact until you pay me. Because when you pay me, that's when you actually get my voice in your head. That's when you get all of the blueprints, the strategies, all of that. So if you're focused only on engagement and you're not focused on conversions, you are going to find yourself in trouble. It's way more important to focus on the actual sales than it is to focus on the vanity metrics. Full stop. And stop comparing yourself to other people who have these huge numbers on the outside, because you don't know their actual results. You do not know. Okay, number 3 is, this is a really big one, which I don't talk about all that often, and I'm going to start getting louder about it. If you are using video to build a business, using video to build your business should be your focus. What ends up happening is a lot of people get caught in the idea, in the trap, that they need to create these very pro videos, these super crazy fancy videos, and they don't actually get to the point of making sales because they spend so much time and money trying to get a fancy professional set and a studio and all this kind of stuff. Now, if your objective is that you want to be a video creator and maybe you want to be hired as a host, you want to be, that's your main focus, awesome. Create a fancy set. If that's your hobby and that's what you want to do, awesome. But if that is stopping you from actually making sales, if that's stopping you from actually talking to humans, knock it off. Most of the time, it's your fear that's making you think you need to have a perfect video. We generated over $3 million in collected revenue from my computer, webcam, and my phone, like the camera that's connected to my desktop. I would use Ecamm, the eyeglasses. After we generated, to Robert's point, after we generated $3 million in collected revenue, I finally bought a camera. I finally bought some lights to have behind me. But that wasn't until we helped a lot of people. Frankie is home. I don't know if you heard him sneeze. Bless you. Frankie's homesick today. Okay, so you can have these lights, and they were actually super affordable, but I did not buy this fancy camera until we generated $3 million in sales. And guess what? I'm teaching people how to use video. So if it didn't matter for me, it's probably okay for you. Now, do I think it makes it a little more elevated? Can it help you to stand out? Yes. But it should not stop you from the other stuff. The other stuff should be more important. For reals. Amanda says, feel better, Frankie. Say thank you. Thank you. He's sneezing again. Okay. All right. Like super, 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 super important. Super important. And It's more important for you to spend the time talking to humans, more important for you to spend the time actually figuring out who you are as a human than it is for you to spend 70 million hours trying to set up some fancy camera. Okay, so stop trying to be a pro video creator if you're actually a professional coach. You don't need all of that stuff. Okay. Next tip, number 4, which we talked about this one already also, which is be everywhere or be left behind. And you can do this super easily. Pick one place that's going to be your main place that you deliver your content, your main place that you show up and create one big piece of video. That can be a Facebook Live. It can be a YouTube Live. It can be a LinkedIn Live, right? The cool thing is you can do all 3 of those at the same time. Or it could be a pre-recorded video that you share on YouTube. It could be a pre-recorded podcast that you share on a podcast. It could be that your main thing is your TikTok videos or your Instagram reels. Pick the one main thing that does well with your video creator type. And if you're not sure what your video creator type is, I'm going to show you right now. You can get, and Dawn, I see this question. I love it. I will answer it in 1 second. You can get your video creator type by going to molly.live/quiz. Molly.live/quiz will get you the video creator type. And then Robert, I'm going to come back and highlight your comment also. So this will get you your video creator type. There's 5 different types of video creators. I am the type that we call an EB, which stands for Energizer Bunny, because I like doing videos a lot. If you don't like doing videos a lot, you may not be an EB. You may be a chillin' cheetah. You may be what we call a divine dolphin who needs a little more time to prepare than I do. I'm like crazy like Robert, and we can just be like, oh, I'm going to do a video, right? But I know that's not the case for everyone. So we have different blueprints that are right for your video creator type. Okay, I'm going to talk about this and then I'll come to Dawn's question. Robert says, I love how you teased this live with a long post yesterday. So guess what? That is one of our main strategies. And I'm actually going to out myself since Robert outed me. And I'm going to screen share and show you what he's talking about, because this is one of the things that works so well. And it goes really well with that tip, which is be everywhere. So I knew I wanted to do this video. I knew I had been on vacation for the past few days. I emceed traffic and conversion. I was on stage for 3 days. There was no way I was creating content consistently. I mean, I was actually creating content while I was there by showing photos and stuff, but I wasn't doing like, that's a lie. I did full live videos while I was there, but I didn't have time to like follow up and do emails and all that kind of stuff. And then I went to a mastermind in Hawaii and had 2 days off with my husband in Hawaii. I didn't send emails. I didn't do any promotion of this video. So what did I do? I used one of our strategies, which allows you to be everywhere. And I created this amazing post. So let me show you, because this post, I may have too many things in my live stream. Yeah, we're going to sneak that guy down. This post is one of our main strategies. So this post is called a ladder post, and we'll talk more about this in our upcoming 5-day video kickstart, which you can get by going to molly.live/showup. I may have lost that. Where did it go? This one. Okay. So watch this strategy because it works super well. This is the post that I did yesterday. So I wrote this post, and guess what? These are the tips that I'm going over with you right now. I already had it pulled up in a separate window where I am reading through this. And let me just show you this. Okay, these are exactly what I'm covering. Number 1, it's not enough to just go live. Number 2, know that vanity metrics don't matter. Number 3, stop trying to be a pro video creator. This is where we're at now. Number 4, be everywhere or be left behind. This is called content repurposing. Magic happening before your eyes, right? So what I did is I said the exact same thing that I'm talking to you about right now. If you want to join us for this 5-day kickstart, yeah, see, that's how you got here. Amazing. And look what happens by saying, do you want to join us for this 5-day kickstart? Do you want info? Dude, I posted this yesterday. We've had 286 comments on this. And I am going to share with you why this post worked so well in this upcoming kickstart. This is bananas, and you can do it too. And guess what? Our Facebook ads account got hacked about 10 days ago now. And you know what? It doesn't matter. Yes, I'm like really annoyed and kind of stressed out about it. And they charged about $20,000 to our account, which is really horrible. But I'm going through the process and I'm trusting the fact that I have organic strategies in place. So if you take control of your data, you take control of your media, and you take control of your own organic strategies, when these platforms change, you are cared for because you are in control. It's seriously good. Okay, so I'm going to keep going through these strategies and giving you little nuggets and letting you ask questions, but this is one of them. You have to be everywhere, and you have to recognize that not everyone wants to watch a live video. Some people prefer to watch a live video and be a part of the conversation and have me bring them up on, I was going to say on the stage, have me bring them up on the video to shout them out. It's a fun way to deepen relationships. But some people prefer to read. So I wrote out the notes before I went live and I posted it in a post to get more people to join us. It's seriously awesome. Okay, really quick answer to this question. Dawn, how do I get rid of the glare in the glasses? So first of all, I'm sitting in front of a window. Can you see that? If I lift my head up, then you can actually see it. And second of all, I didn't even turn my light on today, which is like weird. Oh my gosh, camera. This is what it looks like when I have my light on, which looks maybe a little bit better. If I have my light on, you can see the glare when I lift my eyes up. So the light is really, really high. And that's the main trick for getting the glare to go away, is to lift it up higher. Also, if your computer is putting glare in your glasses, you may need to use some sort of dimmer or filter on your computer, because that can be a problem too. Okay. So how do you take control? Great question. So this is what we're really going to be covering in this Kickstart, is the way that you can be able to stand out as something that is different from the rest of the noise that's out there. The ways that you can actually take control by pulling people off of these platforms into your own community via email, via phone number, whatever it is, because there's a chance that your platform could get shut down. Like any of these platforms, glitches happen, weird AI things trigger, like, something looking like it's spam or inappropriate when it's not. I have seen people lose their accounts. So this is important that you actually take control. You are in charge. The other thing is, when it comes to organic, which most people don't realize, there is a system, and I'm going to share this as a part of the Kickstart. There is a system, we call it organic retargeting, that allows you to help the algorithm to work in your favor. And by doing these action steps, and we've been doing this for 4 or 5 years now, where I have an actual blueprint. Do this thing, do this thing, do this thing, do this thing. Trusting the process and trusting me, because I'm like a real human who has done this with so many clients, from those that are here watching now to Jeff Walker to Selena Sue, all these people that we've helped to put this stuff into place. This strategy that I'm talking about with owning your organic reach was actually recently just featured in this book, Getting Everything You Can Out of All That's Hot Online, by Jay Abraham and Rich Sheffrin. If you look at this, happy to say I am chapter number 7. That is me. How we did 300K in a month using this system, because we are working these things in our favor. So there's a whole system with it, and I'm going to show it to you in this challenge. I don't have time to go over the whole thing today. Okay, so that is point number 4, which is be everywhere. You have to meet your ideal client where they're at in 2 ways. 1, meet them where they're at, like on the actual platforms. And 2, meet them where they are at emotionally. Like, what do they believe and how do you move them forward from what they're believing? Oh my gosh. Okay. And we're going on. Oh, the book. This book is called Getting Everything You Can Out of All That's Hot online. 7 high-performing ways to drive more profits, positioning, and possibility, which I love. It's good. Okay. I do have glasses that have like a little bit of a like glare on them. They're very dirty right now also, which I will clean. Okay, and the biggest thing is that the light sits really high up. That is the trick that I just shared. Yes. Thank you, Anna Cummings. I love you. Okay. Next thing is number 5. Guess what? You can take time off. And you need to take time off because if you don't, you will burn out and hate your life and hate your business and hate your clients. Take time off. When got the C word about a month and a half ago now, I decided I'm taking a month off. My family's going through some stuff and I don't want to have to focus on showing up to do this live video every week right now. I knew I was going to be heading to traffic and conversion. I knew I was going to be going to Hawaii. I was like, you know what? We have clients that we can serve. We have community that we can still make offers to without needing to do this live video every week. I took an entire month off. And then I like slyly came back into the picture. I didn't even make a big thing about the fact that I was gone. And it's awesome. And I feel rejuvenated. And now I want to go live for like 5 hours at a time. Okay, it's so important. So important. So take time off. It also helps to kind of kickstart your content again because it gives you more inspiration about what to post about. And again, you're not creating this white noise. You're mixing it up a little bit. You're catching people off guard. Okay, number 6. I may need to do something special for number 6. I don't know if I can do it with this camera. I'm going to have to do it with my face. Tell the truth. Just tell the truth. And if you don't like the truth, then maybe work on some self-help to change things. But tell the truth. This was the biggest thing that I got out of traffic and conversion. Partially through a very powerful conversation that I had with a lovely man named Alan, who came to my presentation, which was about humanizing your content. And afterwards, I was talking to him about it. And I shared with him that I was a little insecure about some of the like Lamborghini marketer types that are there who are like all tough with their arms crossed and looking all whatever macho while this silly little girl is on stage speaking about being more human, right? These are like the insecurities that go through my head. And he said, honestly, all I wanted you to do was to stand there and look those people in the eye and call them out on their BS. And he said, because what you're saying about being more human is really about telling the truth. And he said, that is the only thing that is going to help people to survive in business these days. We have gotten to a point where our communities are savvy. Ryan Dice said, being a digital marketer used to be enough to help you to stand out, to help you to be able to, have the tricks and the tactics to really get in front of the right people. But guess what? Everyone is a digital marketer these days. Everyone has a social media account and most people actually know how to use it. I mean, I could probably bring in Frankie to be my digital marketer and he's 9 years old. Do you want to help with my marketing, dude? He said, huh. So everyone really is a digital marketer these days. Now, do I have strategies and techniques that are super ninja that will help you to actually stand out a little bit more? Of course I do. Will those strategies and tactics work if you are a phony fibber? No. You have to do the inner work to make sure that you're telling the truth about you and that you're telling the truth about your ideal client. That you do that inner work. And if you don't do that inner work, you can expect to be left behind. This is something that we've talked about for a long time, and it's become more and more important because our communities are waking up. Evergreen webinars, like webinars that are pre-recorded, may work. They don't work, though, if you're pretending to be live, because your people will see through that. If you're trying to trick your ideal clients, if you're trying to trick your community into doing something, they are going to figure it out and they're going to be mad. So knock that off. Do some of the inner work, which I'd love to help you with. Figure out who you are as a human and how you can share that with the world. We had a really powerful conversation about this in our glam program yesterday, because sometimes there's something that has happened in your life. There's a truth that's a little too close to home that you're not actually emotionally capable of sharing yet. And I'm not saying that you need to put all of your raw stuff that you haven't processed out into the world. I'm saying that once you've processed that stuff, if you get to a point where you are able to share it, your ideal clients will love you for it. I shared that our Facebook account got hacked the day that it happened. I did a live video about it. Do you know what happened because of that? Other people at the event had seen my video and came up to me and said, I mean, even two people that I had never met in person, they were at the event, saw my live video that I was doing from the stage, and they walked over and they said, we figured since you were live, we would come over here in person and be live. It was awesome. Like amazing members from our community in real life. The other thing that happened is at the end of the event, I ran into Kurt Molly and he said, and he's like top Facebook ads expert. He said, this is not a one-time thing that's just happened to you. This is happening to other people also with the same exact creepy ad that they're launching on your account. If I had kept this a secret, I wouldn't have had the benefit of it. And if you're going through something like this, how much better does it make you feel when you know that I'm being honest with you about what's happening behind the scenes? I love this platform. I don't know where you're watching this. I love the Book of Faces. And I've recognized we have to be on other platforms. And if I don't come out and tell you this, if I'm not honest with you about this, you're going to get to the point where you're going to be mad down the future and go work with somebody else who is honest with you. So like Tamar was talking about, Rhonda, I just read your comment. Okay. Tamara was talking about how live video better not be going away. So Tamara, live video is still here and it's still a thing that we're doing. But if I can share her whole Facebook, I hope this is okay that I share this because I think we've talked about it publicly. Her whole Facebook profile was hacked and I got on a call. She's a member of our Camera Confidence program who I love. And I got on a call with her for an hour. We tried to fix it. We could not get back in there because there are people in the world who are trying to do bad things. As much as these platforms try to protect us, sometimes sneaksters get through there. So all of the videos that she had done on that other account were lost. The account was deleted. You have to own the data. We use a tool to make sure that every video that we do is downloaded and saved into a Google Drive. I'm going to put that tool in here because it's amazing. Rhonda, I'm not going to put your comment on the screen, but I'm going to read it and remove the names. She said, I was just watching a webinar with someone who maybe I've mentioned like 15 times on this video that was pretending to be live. The chat was even disabled. The clues are there if you're looking for them. So what we do is we actually have a webinar that is pre-recorded. I'll share it with you in the chat. Oh my gosh, what is the link for it? I'm going to get you the link. Why can't I think of the link? That's so crazy. I have a long link for it. So I'm going to give you this video link in the chat. If you're looking for support about systems and how to really increase your revenue and take your 6-figure business to 7 figures, we have a training that is evergreen, meaning you can opt into it and get it right now. Guess what? If you go to that training, you're going to see I'm asking for comments. It's as if it was live because it's an encore of it. And when I recorded it live, I said, you may be watching this sometime in the future through a secret link that I've got for you. I'm asking for comments, but there's no chat available because I downloaded it and put it on this landing page. But I am honest about that fact. Tell the truth. Okay, this is the really long link for it. thepreparedperformer.com/conquer-the-chaos/get conquer-the-chaos-get-access. So long. I know I have a short link for it somewhere, but I put it in the chat. If you want it, just give me the word chaos. Okay, we got to keep going because we are already at the hour. Oh my gosh, I have just a few more things to cover. So number 6 was tell the truth. And guess what number 7 is? Tell the truth. I made it 2 points because it was that important. So let's like really talk about this. Telling the truth. We are at a new age of authenticity. People don't want a phony influencer. They want a human being that they know who sees them as a human being. And if you want your people to feel seen, to feel heard, so that they feel comfortable purchasing from you again and again and again, you have to actually show up as a human also. Yesterday, during our camera confidence call, Charlie was home yesterday because he had dental work. So we're having all the mom days these days. And Charlie was here, and he came in and he read the comments from our videos. He was moderating the chat, which was super awesome. Rather than me pretending that he wasn't here, I let the camera confidence family know that he was there, and I brought him into the actual experience. I know not everyone is okay showing their kids in their videos or talking about the stuff that's happening in their personal life. There are different levels of this, but the more comfortable you can be with it, the better, and the more comfortable your community is going to feel. Seriously, it's awesome. Okay, that's number 7. Okay, number 8, we're here. We've talked about this already, but I'm going to just really hone in on it. You need a clear strategy in place that allows you to own your media that you are creating. Don't trust these platforms to hold on to it forever. You need a clear strategy in place that allows you to own your data. The same way that we do here, where if you drop a word below, we send you a message. If you missed it, you can drop the word. If you're watching this on Facebook, it will work on the business page. If you drop the word "remind me" below this video, it will trigger an automated message from our messenger bot who says, hey, do you want to be reminded? Hey, do you want the notes from today's show? And then you can follow the process to give us your email and your phone number in order to get access to those things. What does that mean? It means we are owning the data. It means we're bringing you into a separate conversation off of these platforms because we don't know what might happen, right? And that way we can have our own community. We can invite you to an in-person event someday in the future, right? Really, 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 really good. In the age of authenticity, a dog that snores loudly when you go live is something that your community probably loves. Okay. So funny. And yeah, you want to be developing relationships. So I have hugged this woman. She is amazing. She knows how to cook and cook up magic on the world of the social medias also. Mama makes bacon. She is amazing. And so because I have these relationships with our community, it's not just about the transactions that happen. It not only leads to more sales, it not only leads to more referrals, it leads to a better quality of life. Which, how awesome is that? So good. So all of these changes that are happening across these platforms that are putting more privacy in place so that, people's privacy is protected, while they are limiting what we can do as marketers, all in all, it does seem that across the board, it is giving us a better quality of life. So we got to start leaning into that and recognizing what really matters here is the fact that we have businesses that solve problems for humans. So my final tip to you today, before I end this and we get ready for our show up and get clients video kickstart that's going to be happening. My final thing for you today is you want a system, you want a blueprint, and you want that blueprint to allow you to have the freedom to show up as you. There are some video coaches out there who teach you how to show up on camera and wave and have a script that you follow so you feel comfortable saying the words that you've planned. That's not the kind of video that I'm talking about. I have worked as a professional performer for over 20 years. I can teach you how to read a script. I can teach you how to say a script in a way that it sounds more natural. But the best thing that I can teach you is to show you how to be more like you and give you a blueprint that you can follow that allows you to flourish within it. So I hope that you'll join us in this upcoming magic. The Show Up with Video Kickstart, Show Up and Get Clients, 5-day video kickstart. It's going to be awesome. 5 days, you and me, our awesome team will be there to support you as well. Go to molly.live/show-up. And if you want the notes from today's show, you can still drop the word remind me below. That will get that for you. Those of you that know that I usually do a little speedy recap, I'm not going to do a speedy recap because there's so many points here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out pieces of this video and we'll be using those on our social media platforms, other places. So it's pretty awesome. Okay. And that can then be a GIF, right? So I can go, do I have a mic that I can drop? Ready? Watch. Boom. I don't know if can I drop this mic? Here, Michelle or Marjorie, ready? That was too scary for me. I was afraid it was going to break. Okay, this has been so awesome. I'm so grateful for you. Oh, let's pick our nugget winners. Okay, so we're going to do nugget winners. So I'm going to scroll. We're going to get 2 nugget winners, one for a selfie light and one for a book. Ding, 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 ding. My girl, my dragonfly, Daniela says, Nugget, take time off. I did this recently. I saw your photos and your videos. It was amazing. Really needed it. Okay. You can decide. Email us and tell me whether you want a book or a selfie light. I'll just let you guys pick. They're about the same. Okay. Ready? Another one. I'm going to go. Frankie, tell me when to stop. It's another Daniela. How cool is that? This is a different Daniela. One little word creates a ripple lead effect. I love that. I'm going to use that more often. The ripple. Okay. So what you need to do is email us, both of the Danielas, email us at molly@thepreparedperformer.com. And we will get you either a selfie light or the Finding My Awesome book. And just tell us in the email which one you won. You get to decide and send us your address and we'll send it to you in the mail. Okay, this has been so awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot wait to see you October 4th for our Show Up and Get Clients 5-day video kickstart. Yay, Daniela, I'm glad you were still here to hear that. So awesome. All right. I know, that's so good. You guys are like twinning. See what happens when you show up live? It's so awesome. All right, Keisha Clark, so good to see you. So good, so good. Yes. Okay, we're ending this. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.